Have you ever scrubbed and scrubbed, yet something still lingers? What if the real source of body odor isn't where you think it is? And what if 99% of that old people smell could vanish just by washing the right places? Many people assume frequent showers are enough, but there are hidden areas on your body, places no one ever talks about, where odor builds up quietly, even with good hygiene. In this video, we're going to reveal 5 of these secret zones. These are the overlooked spots where odor collects over time, and by giving them just a little extra attention, you can dramatically improve how fresh, clean, and confident you feel every day. This isn't about buying luxury soaps or spraying on more perfume. It's about knowing where to wash. These spots are often missed during our daily routines, yet they play a huge role in the development of unwanted body smells, especially what people refer to as old people smell. And here's the good news. Once you know where these areas are and why they matter, you won't need to change your entire routine. Just a few small tweaks can make a lasting difference. That's why I encourage you to stay with us until the very end, because this simple knowledge might not only help you feel better, but could change the way you care for your key forever. Let's begin with number 1, behind the ears. This is one of the most neglected spots when it comes to personal hygiene. It's small, out of sight, and easy to forget. Yet, it's warm and tends to collect sweat, natural oils, and dead skin, often without us realizing. Over time, this buildup can produce a lingering odor that stays even when you bathe regularly. It's no wonder this overlooked zone becomes a sneaky source of old people smell for many. And because it's not a place we usually focus on while washing, it keeps getting missed day after day. When we wash our face or hair, we usually focus on the more noticeable spots. But the area behind the ears? That one often gets ignored. It's just not a part of our routine that we think twice about. A man named Charles, now 77 years old, shared a story that many might relate to. He began to notice that even after taking regular showers and putting on clean clothes, there was still a faint, unpleasant odor that seemed to follow him. No matter what he did, it lingered. One day, his daughter gently brought it up. They talked about it, and together they figured out that the area behind his ears had been unintentionally neglected. Charles started using a soft washcloth with warm water and a little mild soap, gently cleaning behind his ears every day. To his surprise, the odor disappeared almost immediately, within just a day or two. His experience is a great reminder that sometimes the most basic habits can lead to the biggest improvements. The key is understanding why this happens. That spot behind the ears produces sebum, which is the natural oil our skin makes to keep it soft and protected. While sebum serves an important purpose, it can also build up, especially in areas where air doesn't circulate well. Behind the ears is one of those places. And when you combine that oil with sweat and tiny particles from the air around us, you get a stubborn smell that tends to linger. Because this spot is so close to the scalp and hair, the odor can be confusing. You might think it's coming from your hair or your skin overall, when it's really just that small hidden area. What's more, people close to you, family or friends, might notice it before you do. It's hard for us to detect our own scent, but someone else may pick up on it and mention it kindly. If they do, take it as a caring reminder, not a criticism. Being open to these gentle observations allows you to stay proactive and attentive to the little things that matter. And with just a few small changes, you can feel fresher, cleaner, and more confident every single day. The great thing about tackling this issue is how simple and fast it can be. Once you make it part of your daily routine, it becomes almost automatic. You won't even think twice about it. And the result? You'll likely feel noticeably cleaner overall, with a subtle boost in confidence, just knowing you've addressed one of the most overlooked yet common causes of lingering odor. Now let's move to another often missed area, the back of the neck and hairline. This spot doesn't usually get much attention during regular hygiene routines, but it can quietly become a major contributor to that unwanted smell we're trying to avoid. Along the back of the neck, especially where the hairline meets the skin, sweat, natural oils, and traces of dirt or leftover hair products tend to collect. Why does this happen? Well, the back of the neck is often covered by shirt collars, long hair, or hats. That means airflow is limited, and moisture can stay trapped longer than you'd expect. The warmth, combined with that dampness and buildup, creates a perfect environment for odor to form. And because this process happens gradually, you might not notice it at first. The smell can start off subtle, barely there, but over time, it becomes more noticeable. What makes it tricky is that this odor doesn't always seem like it's coming from the neck. It can blend in with the scent of your clothes or feel like it's coming from your scalp or your entire upper body. In truth, it's this small area quietly creating the issue. One man, Edward, now 73, shared a personal story about this. He kept noticing a faint, musty odor that followed him, even after doing laundry or putting on freshly washed clothes. He couldn't figure it out. Then one day, his granddaughter gave him a hug and gently asked if he had just been working in the yard. That moment made him stop and think. He realized the smell wasn't coming from his clothes at all. It was coming from the back of his neck, where sweat and oils had built up unnoticed, so he made a small change. He added a few seconds to his daily routine, giving that area a quick but thorough wash. And just like that, the musty smell disappeared. It's a simple fix, but one that can make a surprisingly big difference. After Edward began washing that spot more carefully, the smell disappeared within just a few days. It was a simple fix, but an important one. The back of the neck is one of those areas we often rush over without realizing it. When you're shampooing your hair or washing your face, it feels natural to focus on the front, the sides, or even behind your ears. But the back, especially where the hairline meets the neck, is easy to forget. And if you frequently wear hats, collared shirts, or have longer hair, this area is even more prone to trapping sweat and oils. That buildup sits there, day after day, creating conditions that allow odor to form and linger. What's tricky is how unnoticeable it feels, until someone else points it out, or you finally realize it yourself. But the beauty of this solution is its simplicity. You don't need to scrub harshly or buy special products. What really makes the difference is intentionality. Slowing down for just a few seconds during your daily wash and paying attention to that often missed spot can lead to feeling noticeably fresher and more at ease in your body. Every small act of care adds up. It's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. Just being a little more thoughtful can help you stay cleaner and more confident as you go about your daily life. If you're still watching and you're finding these tips helpful, go ahead and comment number 2 down below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support means a lot. It helps us keep creating useful content to inform, support, and inspire you. Now, let's keep going. Let's talk about under the breasts and in skin folds. This is one of the most common, but rarely discussed areas where odor can silently develop. Whether it's under the breasts, around the belly, or along the sides, these folds of skin tend to stay warm and slightly damp throughout the day. Even when we think we've dried off completely after a shower, these areas can retain moisture. That lingering warmth and moisture combination creates the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. And when bacteria begin breaking down sweat and oils trapped there, odor is the inevitable result. The process is subtle, but very real. What makes this issue even more tricky is how subtle it can be at first. The smell might start out so mild that you barely notice it. But as time goes on, especially during warmer weather or after physical activity, it becomes more pronounced. Since these areas are usually covered by clothing or tucked within folds of skin, the odor can seem like it's coming from your whole body, not just one hidden spot. Linda, a 75-year-old woman, shared her experience. She had been showering daily and doing everything she thought was right, yet she still didn't feel quite as fresh as she used to. She couldn't figure out why. One afternoon, her daughter kindly mentioned noticing a faint odor. That prompted them to take a closer look, and they discovered that the area beneath Linda's breasts wasn't drying completely after her showers. Once she started taking a moment after every bath to pat that area gently with a clean towel, and used a soft cloth to wash it more thoroughly, she noticed a big difference almost immediately. The freshness she'd been missing returned, and with it came greater confidence. The truth is, these spots are incredibly easy to overlook because we simply don't see them. But giving them just a bit of extra attention doesn't take much time at all. While you're in the shower or bath, using a warm, damp washcloth with a mild soap in these skin folds can go a long way toward preventing odor. Afterward, gently patting them dry with a towel, without rubbing too harshly, can help reduce moisture that would otherwise linger and contribute to bacteria growth. If you wear bras, undershirts, or other types of support garments, it's also important to make sure they're clean and fully dry before wearing them again. These garments can trap moisture and oils, which can add to the problem if not changed regularly. Choosing breathable fabrics and rotating clean items throughout the week helps maintain a fresher feeling all day long. And keep in mind, this isn't about complicated routines or expensive products. It's about being mindful of one small, meaningful habit, one that can make you feel noticeably more comfortable in your own skin. Just that little moment of care can help protect your skin, reduce odor, and give you peace of mind. Now let's turn to another easily missed area, the navel or belly button. This small, hollow spot often escapes our attention, yet it can quietly become a source of odor over time. It's surprising, isn't it? Such a tiny space, but one that plays a bigger role than we might think in how fresh we feel. Over time, the navel can collect more than we realize: sweat, dead skin cells, bits of lint, and even tiny traces of soap or lotion that weren't fully rinsed away. Because the belly button is a slightly enclosed space, especially for those with a deeper navel or a fuller stomach, it tends to stay warm and somewhat moist. That combination creates a perfect environment for bacteria and yeast to grow. And as those microorganisms break down the materials trapped inside, they produce an odor that can quietly linger. Many people are surprised to find out just how much this one small area can impact their overall body odor. You might put on fresh clothes, take a shower, and still notice a faint smell that seems to follow you around. It's frustrating, isn't it, when you've done everything right and still don't feel completely fresh? Harold, an 80-year-old gentleman, experienced this exact situation. He started noticing a musty smell that wouldn't go away. He switched soaps, washed his clothes more often, and even tried new deodorants, but the odor persisted. It wasn't until his wife gently suggested that he try cleaning his belly button with a soft washcloth that things changed. Within just a few days of adding that simple step to his routine, the odor completely vanished. The best part is that taking care of your navel is incredibly simple. A soft washcloth, warm water, and mild soap are all you need. There's absolutely no need to scrub aggressively. In fact, gentle cleaning is far more effective and much safer for your skin. Once you're done washing, make sure to pat the area dry. This prevents moisture from lingering, which helps stop bacteria from growing and causing unwanted smells. For many older adults, this small addition to their daily hygiene routine brings noticeable results. It's amazing how such a tiny area can make such a big difference. And if you tend to wear tight-fitting garments around your midsection, like high-waisted pants, support belts, or shaping garments, this step becomes even more important. These clothes can trap warmth and moisture, making it easier for odors to develop if that area isn't kept clean and dry. Tight-fitting garments around the midsection, like belts, waistbands, or shaping wear, can increase warmth and trap moisture around the belly button area. Making sure these clothes are clean and completely dry before wearing them is just as important as washing your body. And if you've been outside gardening, walking, or doing anything that causes you to sweat, it's a smart idea to give your belly button a quick rinse or wipe down afterward. That small step can go a long way in preventing odor from building up. Sometimes, family members or close friends might notice these types of subtle odors before you do. That's not uncommon. When we're around ourselves all day, it's easy to miss changes in scent. If someone you trust points something out, try to see it not as criticism, but as a kind and caring reminder. They're simply encouraging you to take a closer look at an area that often slips by unnoticed. By responding with small, thoughtful actions, you gain back that sense of freshness and ease. And more importantly, you'll feel confident knowing you're addressing one of the most frequently missed causes of lingering odor. If you're still watching and finding these tips helpful, feel free to comment number 4 down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, I encourage you to do so and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new videos. Your support helps us continue sharing meaningful content designed to inform, uplift, and inspire. Now let's move on to another hidden spot that deserves attention: the area between the toes. This zone is one of the most commonly overlooked during our daily hygiene routines, yet it's among the warmest and most moisture-prone parts of the body. Think about it. If you wear socks or closed-toe shoes for most of the day, your feet are likely surrounded by heat and dampness for hours at a time. That combination creates the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and fungus. As these microorganisms feed on sweat and natural oils, they release a distinct odor that doesn't just stay confined to your feet. It can spread and linger on socks, shoes, or even drift upward. What makes this area especially challenging is how easy it is to ignore. We often rinse our feet quickly in the shower, but how often do we take the time to separate each toe and clean in between? It's those small creases that can trap the most moisture and the most odor. What makes this area even more challenging is that, even for people who are diligent about washing their feet, they might not take the extra time to gently clean between each toe. It's an easy step to overlook, but it can make a big difference. George, a 78-year-old man, shared that he began noticing a sour smell that just wouldn't go away. No matter how often he changed his socks or let his shoes air out. He tried foot powders, sprays, and even different types of insoles, but the odor persisted. Eventually, his podiatrist recommended something surprisingly simple: gently wash between each toe using warm water and mild soap, and then dry the area thoroughly. George decided to give it a try. Within days, the unpleasant odor was gone, and he felt fresher and more confident throughout the day. That small shift in his routine had a huge impact. It's important to realize that this type of odor doesn't appear all at once. It develops gradually as moisture, sweat, and dead skin build up between the toes. That tiny space becomes a hidden zone where bacteria and fungi thrive unnoticed. Over time, the smell can start to cling, not just to your feet, but also to your socks, shoes, and even the skin around the toes. And because the odor can spread, it may seem like it's coming from your entire foot or footwear, when in reality, it's this one often neglected area that's the true source. Fortunately, caring for this area is simple. During your regular bath or shower, take a moment to gently clean between each toe. You can use a soft washcloth or even just your fingers. No need to scrub harshly. The goal is to be thorough but gentle. Once you're done washing, it's equally important to pat the area dry with a clean towel, making sure no moisture is left behind between the toes. If reaching your feet is difficult, don't worry. There are long-handled tools and soft brushes available that can make this step easier and safer. And once your feet are clean and dry, allowing them to breathe is just as important. Wearing socks made from natural, breathable fabrics can help reduce trapped moisture. And rotating your shoes so they have time to fully dry out between uses can also make a significant difference in controlling odor. If you happen to notice redness, itching, or any peeling skin between your toes, don't ignore it. These can be early signs of a fungal infection, such as athlete's foot, which is common but very manageable if caught early. Consulting your doctor is always a smart step if anything seems off. Sometimes, it's the people closest to us, our loved ones or caregivers, who might notice these subtle odors before we do. Especially after physical activity or if the smell has clung to carpets, slippers, or bedding. If someone kindly points it out, consider it a gentle reminder to give this small but important area a bit more attention. Just a few extra seconds a day can lead to a noticeable difference in how fresh and comfortable you feel. As we wrap up, I invite you to take a quiet moment to reflect on the 5 hidden areas we've explored today. Which one surprised you the most? Was it behind the ears, the back of the neck, the navel, or perhaps between the toes? It's often the smallest, most overlooked spots that make the biggest difference when it comes to how fresh and confident we feel. The encouraging part is this. With just a few extra seconds added to your daily routine, you can take care of these areas without any hassle, and the results can be truly noticeable. You don't need fancy soaps, expensive sprays, or complicated routines. What matters most is intentional, thoughtful care. Giving just a bit more attention to the places that truly need it can transform your sense of comfort and well-being. Whether it's gently wiping behind the ears, carefully drying skin folds, or taking time to wash between your toes, each of these steps is a small act of self-respect, of treating your body with the kindness it deserves. And remember, you're not alone in this. If you're unsure or need a little support, reach out to your family, your doctor, or someone you trust. There's strength in community, and there's no shame in asking for help or sharing what you've learned. We'd really love to hear from you. What's one thing from today's video that you'll take with you? Maybe there's a tip you're going to try for the first time, or perhaps you plan to pass this information along to someone who could benefit from it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We truly enjoy reading your stories. They encourage us, and they help others in this community feel seen and supported too. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and consider sharing it with someone you care about. Your support makes it possible for us to continue creating meaningful content to inform, inspire, and empower. Wishing you good health, happiness, and peace always, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay connected with us. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.